because I was telling Maverick, yeah, I think Collector plays very similarly in Silver Age to Ultra Chase Thanos in the sense of like, okay, it's a guy, about 200 points, equipped with a bunch of stuff. He's kind
Annoying to
of
KO.
yeah, exactly. He's annoying to KO, and then he snowballs pretty quick because every time he KOs something, he just gets stronger because you're gonna just be stealing equipment every time.
Yeah, because everything in Silver is like equipped, but that's gonna change when rotation hits because Killmonger's back. So I don't think equip is gonna be the thing anymore in Silver Age. I think you're still gonna see like power gem and shit, but it's like there's gonna be 1 to 2 characters on every team that's not equipped anymore.
Are we sure he's coming back?
Well, I mean, he's on the temporary ban list, right? He's not on the
Gotcha.
permanent.
Okay.
All the MOE is on temporary ban list, so there's no way that they're not gonna bring him back. Like, it would be. I think it would be kind of dumb. I don't think they're that broken.
Well, it's not that they're
exactly.
not broken. It's just more of a utility piece. That's all it is. It just gives
Well,
you the
yeah.
flexibility to do stuff in a situation. That's all it is. It's a flexibility.
Well, it's not like Scarlet Witch, you know what I mean? Like, or I still don't know why Prime Vulcan's on the fucking list, but
I mean, we can't always keep comparing everything to Scarlet Witch. I mean,
but like for banning something in Silver Age, that's kind of like the equivalent that you could compare to see if it gets banned. If it's that impactful, it's gonna get banned. If it's not,
we'll also understand that there's more of a sideline slot. There's more. It's 400 instead of 300. Like I said, MOE is just more of a utility, and it gives you could, instead of playing Trouble, or it's like just play 2 MOEs at that point.
100%. They're definitely probably gonna come back. I mean, there's being on temporary ban list. I mean, last time everything kind of came back. So I don't see why they wouldn't.
Well, that is up to debate, right? They'll make the call on that. We'll just see. All you can do is wait and see what happens.
Yeah, that is true. But as it stands, yeah, like I said, yeah, unless a bunch of things change in the temporary ban list, then yeah, I think Ultra Chase Collector will do well in that format. But
yep, no,
I don't know.
I agree.
Did we want to keep talking about other? I don't know. I call them
Collector
sleeper
show top picks.
Yeah, I don't know. You could be top picks, could be sleeper things.
Whatever you want to do. I mean, because I think everybody already knows what's good in Collector Trove, and I think they're waiting one more legacy card, right? It's the Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Yep.
I don't know why it's Marvel.
It's gonna be a little Chewy MVP cross map flurry.
Can you imagine they removed Chewy?
Oh, dude, I'd be pissed, bro. That's the best part of that figure, man.
Yeah, and it would also be strange that they would not include it because one, well, they already included it with like Nick Fury, and I think it would just be a good way to just also get use of that bystander because the bystander is exactly the same. I think it's called Goose though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Goose, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, before it was Chewy, but I mean, like, it's, I don't know where they, I think it's because they called it Goose in the show or something, right? Or whatever.
Yeah, probably. Little flirking cat,
Yep.
I think it was the same stats, so it's probably 10 attack for Plex, Flurry, Blades. I think it had super senses too, right?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, I don't know. As long as she can hyper across the map and smack the shit out of something, and then Chewie can flurry, that's all I care about.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope. That's the thing. I'm like, I hope they don't. Every time they make a legacy card for a piece that used to be good, they're like, let's make them worse. And
Yeah, she used to be
like,
nuts, man. Jesus. I
like
guess
it's
my number one is Molecule Man at this point.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like Molecule Man almost won't see
Poor
that
man
much
version.
play, and just because of his point cost. I don't know. Maybe I'm not.
Well, it's the poor man's version of Adari Yao. I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 25 points specifically, but
I don't know. What are you doing at 25 points though?
I don't know.
I'm a bear.
Outwit, decent barrier, cheap, and he gives the terrain markers don't hinder a block line of fire drawn by Molecule Man, so he could outwit through shit.
Yeah, I guess.
And then he could also, I don't know, the in cap, but I don't know. I see the outwit as potential.
Yeah, I see. I mean, I think at the end of the day, if he's used, I think it's going to be at 75 because there's going to be an equipment that allows you to do something for free, and then with him you can do that twice per turn. And I think they will be like, like, I don't think it's going to be equipment that's like in Collector's Trove or even whenever but there might be
Oh,
something like in Lantern Legacy, where they're like,
that is really good in Silver Age.
where
Giving
they're
him
like,
the emo body.
Man, I'm excited for that, man. Can you imagine if they made Legacy Green Arrow, the White Lantern, or the Flash? Man, I would be excited. Please don't do Superman, dude. I don't know. For 10 attack, doesn't do anything.
no, they're not gonna do that.
They're not doing. I don't think they're
Never.
gonna do a single White Lantern, dude. They were all LEs. Like,
And
No,
and there's
they were
White
chasing.
Lanterns in the set. Like, I don't know.
well, I mean, like for Legacy.
That's what I'm saying. Like they already have White Lanterns in the set too. Like, so I don't know if they would also
I don't know,
legacy a
man.
White
You
Lantern.
you look. We could all say whatever we want to say, right? But look what happened. They made a chase. They made a prime. Anything could happen at this point.
Yeah, but so far the only LEs they've made is like con exclusive LEs that were like mass produced and still in their stock lines. I don't see LEs that are unattainable almost. You know.
Sure. Well, they weren't LEs. The ones I mentioned were chases from DC 75th.
Yeah, but I was saying none of them are good. They don't have good stats. I would much rather have
I
them
don't know.
legacy those freaking like the off
The
color
relics,
lantern.
right?
Like how it was like a starter set or something of like Blackest Night where they had like Blue
Oh,
Lantern
yeah.
Flash and they had that like 100-point Sinestro in it or whatever. And like, at the time they were like, half decent for casual, but their stats aren't actually bad. So you can actually play them if their cost was right.
Yeah, no.
We'll
Well,
have to
players,
see.
we'll have to see and see what happens. I know how
That's
Maverick
like,
already said
what is that?
his
3
top.
sets out, right?
Yeah,
It's like I know
I know
like I know
how.
like Wonder Woman did the Blue Lantern Flash again, but it's like, his attack is 10. And you're like, like, that's kind of.
Hey,
And
don't
then
diss him, bro. That's the goat.
yeah, but the Blue Lantern
Anyway,
Flash way back in the day, like his attack was an 11, so I'm like, all right, like just do that instead. Just I don't know. but it is what it is. Who knows? I mean, they might legacy stuff from Wonder Woman. You don't even know.
That's true.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say, I'm more for Collector's Trove, right? I know we all got off track a little bit, but it was for me, I'm more excited for the Chase Thanos. I mean, god dang, makes, like we were talking about before, Capwolf being playable, and I'm thinking, well, now it's like you could walk up Capwolf or whatever, and if you pick off like a 30-point character, score 10 points or whatever. But I'm just like, this guy gives you the flexibility that you need, and decent stats. I mean, I honestly really can't go wrong. You go for the rollout, you get Outwit. I mean, granted, Outwit doesn't really do much because you got Beetlejuice, but you have the flexibility or whatever. But I'm more excited for him. I mean, I think that's my top choice for the Collector's Trove. I know people saw him, like looked at the stats, and they're like, "Oh man, this guy just doesn't do enough." But I think I think he will see play only with Capwolf. But I think, like I said, you got stuff that kind of doesn't let you play with sideline. Like the Chair Panther, and really just that and something. Maybe I think maybe Despero too, but no one's playing Despero. But yeah, that is my top choice is Thanos for the Collector's Trove.
Yeah, and let's see, Black Panther.
I don't know if he stops it, but I'm just thinking, well, he's on the sideline as a pilot, so obviously you're gonna have to have multiple pilots. I would imagine, right? Because
Yeah, you could deny Thanos.
So it's like so the pilots will still get the powers, but it's just, you're right, like Thanos couldn't be brought into the game. So I mean, you have to KO the Black Panther first. But that's actually, I mean, it's not hard,
Well, no, I look at it this way, right? It's the fact that, like I said, it's got decent powers, right? I mean, I think for me, I think I would always choose the probability control energy explosion. I mean, or you could even do, well, you already got, I think he already has precision strike, but I mean, that alone is good. Having Prob, I mean, Outwit's good, but he's not a bad option. I just think it makes, like we talked about before, makes Catapult playable again, and it's good to see stuff like that. Makes other older figures, well, not older, but figures that weren't looked at before are now looked at again. Just from this set makes figures from past sets relevant.
Yep. Yeah, and also, yeah, like what Maverick was saying too, like with the Molecule Man in silver, it was probably his.
You give him Emo Madi, man.
Because it's like there's so many silver equipment that allow you to do something for free, and then him being able to do that twice. I think. Let's see here.
I'm just saying, -1
twice,
or +1. What is it? -1 attack and then -1 to defense every turn. I'm gonna say -1 defense, and then I'm gonna say -1 attack.
Is that you're talking about from what? From the
Emo Madi, because on your turn at the start of it, you say your opponent has -1 defense within 4, right? Then you go up
you're
attack,
saying you can
and then you say now
constantly
you're
switch
-1
back and
attack,
forth.
and you attack
Yeah.
me. So you're a permanent -1 attack, -1 defense. I think that's powerful.
Yeah, I was like, or even like the Mandarin rings. Like each of them allow you to do something for free, and you can have 2 of them, and then now you can do each of those things twice.
Oh my god, double 6 squares of barrier.
Yeah, so it's pretty. It's pretty. Yeah, like I said, I think there's definitely some. Yeah, like I said, I think emotional modifier is definitely a good choice for that.
Even giving him what I know he gets perplex, but he doesn't start with it. If you could give him perplex right off the bat, I mean, I don't think that's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
So you just choose the dark hold or whatever?
Yeah,
Perplex
exactly. You choose Darkhold. Because
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Darkhold actually gives you a shit ton more, because then you could pick, I'm going to take Outwit on my Perplex clicks and Prob, or I'm going to take Perplex and Prob on my Outwit clicks. And then you get double Perplex, double Outwit,
Yeah.
and a Prob. Just to have an extra little teensy tiny thing there.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, I think that's where he kind of lives in like the either old equipment that we already know is good if you can use things twice, or equipment that really hasn't come out yet. Something in the equipment is gonna say, do this as free, and you're like, oh, okay, I'll do it twice, and it wasn't designed to do it twice. So
And yeah, you could give him Universal Weapon, and he does the same thing with the Pulse Wave that what's her name does. Adario, but oh no, I think he shines as a really, really powerful support piece. Yeah, he's 75 points or 85 with equipment, basically. But
I mean, but he's not. He's a half decent attacker. He can sidesteps twice.
he doesn't
So
die that easy. He reduces pen damage, so
I was gonna say, have you seen the price of Hadar Yao? $300. That is ridiculous.
because no one wants to sell her. That's just how it is.
you
She
get her, and you're gonna keep her. And I think a sleeper pick is the Black Panther chase.
really?
If you give him super senses like permanently, like through an equipment, I think he's not bad. You play him at 125, he hits that stop click, it gets revealed, and then you know you now
Well,
have
Stop Click
permanent.
has super senses.
Yeah, but when he's on the imperv click or the invincible click, it's nice to have super senses.
I don't think he's worth the 125.
Yeah, I feel like he gets out actioned.
Yeah, I just don't see it.
I think he's a sleeper pick. That's just me.
Like at 50, he dies in
Dive.
one hit.
Yeah, 50. You can't play him at 50.
Yeah, no, well, you know how you make
125.
this guy a little bit more playable? If he had the Njaka trait, like if you're playing him at this style, then if he dies, destroy an equipment, come back at click 2 or whatever, then I could see it decent, but I mean, I don't know, not for
I
125.
don't know. I think going with what you were trying to do with Phoenix Black Panther, I think this guy is better than Phoenix Black Panther. You play him with Prime BP, and he ain't dying.
Mm, yeah, but the
I
thing
don't.
with the thing with Phoenix BP or Phoenix Force, Black Panther, right? Uh, you could increase the results on the D6 because when he comes back, he's on that special defense power, and he also reduces penetrating damage, and he could heal by himself. If you get a realistically, if you get a 5, that turns into a 6, right? So I don't know. I still think Phoenix Force is better. Well, it's to each of their own, right? This guy
I'm
has
just. Yeah.
he's
Like I
got
could argue +1 compared to a reroll, but at the end of the day, it'll come down to preference. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, you could argue that well, he gets 3 infinity gems, right? One shots, right? And like, yeah, that could be useful at 50 points. You don't know, right? Um, it's just I guess it's preference at that point. I just don't see him that
Yeah,
I
but
would
it's also
do.
true that I'm almost thinking like, are you ever even gonna use all 3 of those Infinity Gem one shots? Because like the way I'm looking at it, it's like, especially in a competitive environment, that's never gonna happen.
No,
Even like I think even in Silver Age, because you're like, all right, like in Silver Age, sideline spaces are you got them all chocked full. Like not to mention say even like 300 modern, you have like rivalry is gonna be on your sideline. Like that's almost pretty much guaranteed. And then like I said, Beetlejuice has to always be a consideration. And then from there it's like, how we're doing. It's like, are you playing? If you can't play Butterfly then if you're playing Black Panther and you're using the 3 Infinity Gem one shots because you don't have enough slots for that at that point. So
Now the thing is rivalry always used because you have to also think
yeah, but
about Scarlet Witch, Agatha, and Doctor Strange. Because if you add the Darkhold one shots, you can't add any more one shots.
no, I
that
think
was another
rivalry.
point I was gonna make too, is that those traits basically never ever get used. Because I mean, I would say like in Death Row, like what I'm saying, yeah, rivalry is gonna get banned, and then the other one shots are good. But in just straight 300 modern competitive, those traits never get used. I don't think rivalry is going to be played in. How can you not play it? You just hit characters.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like
Majority of the
you can't
characters-
not play it and have your opponent play it. So
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
oh, I have to roll dice, and then he gets rollouts, and my opponent goes, no, I'm just gonna hit you. Like I don't, like they don't play the game at that point. They just deal damage. So
yeah, considering a majority of like the teams, like they're gonna share a keyword. I mean, that's just think about the most common stuff. You got monster, mystical, scientists. I'm like, you're gonna have keywords that people share with. I mean, that's why people were playing. If you're playing Mern, right? Not, I don't think, but you get the point, right? It's you have
yeah,
keywords that people are gonna play. Like
No matter
even if you're
what.
going,
there's no
even if
way.
you're going,
There's no
yeah,
way you can't build a team and say like every character on my opponent's team, like nobody shares a keyword because the one shot applies to everybody. It's not like you put the one shot on a character; it's your whole team. So it's again, it's like, are you ever going to make an attack where the attacker shares a keyword, any keyword, with the person that you're targeting? It happens every single game. There's no way you can. It's not.
Every
It's
team
even
has Monster Hunter.
word Mern.
So,
Like you can build a team that. But the rest of their team, that's impossible. So you get it. Rivalry always works. Just you can't make a team that shares no keywords with the opponent's team.
I mean, well, so I would argue that only
so
is what happened at Silver for me. That was like the most unfortunate thing, but I was like, you know what?
Cosmic? Thanos says cosmic. What do you mean?
No. I'm just saying, like, so the well, it's a different conversation, but it was mostly my last round opponent did not have anybody that shared a keyword with Mern. I was like, well,
Yeah, I
this
understand
was
that. I said that's doable. You can build a team that can't be Merned, but
but you can't build a team that can't
you
be
can't build a
rival.
team that doesn't share a keyword with anybody on the opponent's force. That's not possible.
there you go, Maverick. Got a challenge.
Somebody shares a keyword with
You would
somebody.
have to play dog shit characters. Like I'm just thinking about it. Like yeah, you could do it. Like there is a way. Like, but you're playing ass characters.
Yeah, it's like you would have to purposely find characters that have little to no keywords. I mean, they don't make characters without any keywords now. Like everybody has a keyword, but little to none.
Like the only one that might do it off the top of my head is like Iron Man Sentry. Like that shares no keywords. Like maybe armor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it
that's what I'm
ain't.
saying. Like,
Yeah, no, not happening.
like you have to find characters that like you can't have like any quote unquote generic keywords. You know, like you said, no monster,
Like
no
you can't even have
mystical.
spy.
Yeah, exactly. You can't. No generic. You have to find only characters that have like off the wall keywords.
Almost every goddamn common in Collector's Trove has spy, so like they're all out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I said that. But anyway, like I said, it's just not possible. You can't reasonably do it. So I think rivalry goes on every single team. I also think this is one of the topics I was going to bring up. But I think Bloodstone goes on every single team as well.
What?
Yeah. I think so too.
It's a global effect. Global effects are just it's a global effect that's also way strong. It basically says, hey, I know you spent like $200 or something on Gaia, but screw you. Like, I don't care. You wasted your money. Heart-shaped herb doesn't do anything.
What a shot at Scott Crampton. He's probably balling right now for $200.
I mean,
I don't see it.
Anybody, I'm putting that out there right now. Anybody, if you're considering buying a Gaia right now, don't. That's just all I'm saying. No point.
Yeah, I wouldn't spend $200 on one, man. That's
Bloodstone's
just
gonna
ridiculous.
come out, and then you're never gonna get any value from it. You're gonna go, oh, well, I can just kill the piece that has the Bloodstone. Yeah, but what if they actually are playing Ulysses Bloodstone, and you're like, oh, then I can't.
Wow.
I can't kill him
No
in one
one
hit.
is using him, bro. No one is using him.
He's great, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
You'd be surprised, man. I mean, look.
No way. Just no way.
Back in the day, and Miguel and I know. Back in the day, we know the Deadpool with the Deadpool trait. That was one of the most played characters like back then.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Because again, it's like you could just say, I'm gonna hit him, and you're like, oh well, instead I'm gonna heal a click. And you're like, what the hell? I'm telling you, yeah, Ulysses Bloodstone is a legit character. He's legit.
Well, man, I remember that.
6. A 3 through 6, he basically nothing happens to him.
Major Logan, yeah, I see him playable with Major Logan.
I mean, Major Logan makes him broken, I think, but I don't even think he needs it.
I don't normally playing it. I don't see it without Major Logan. That's just
because Bloodstone's free. I remember Bloodstone's free at that point. So like you're telling me you're coming over, you're gonna come over and Alpha Strike Ulysses Bloodstone.
I mean,
all I'm thinking is there's going to be that one double target attack, and they're able to do 5 damage, and I miss my super senses, and I miss my one roll, and I get a 1 to 2, and he's fucking dead. That's my odds.
Well, you can say the same thing about Hadari Yao. You say the same thing. Oh, Hadari Yao, you miss rollouts, and then you die. Like, yeah, okay, whatever, but same thing.
She has the comeback of the deities, where she only could take 2 damage, right?
Yeah, Ulysses Bloodstone. I'm telling you, it's a really good trait. I understand. Yeah, you can be dealt damage and not from an attack. So yeah, he really doesn't want to get mind controlled by Colossus. But
it's fucked by Ivies.
At that point, you throw out your Beetlejuice and you say, "There you go. I don't have to deal with none of that BS." So I'm just saying, it's that trait is really good. And the thing is, the Deadpool trait that Miguel and I know about, if he rolled a 1, he would take like 1 more damage.
Yeah.
Like so the worst case scenario of this trait is that he just takes damage normally. That's worst case. Like, normal damage. Okay. Like,
womp womp.
3 through 6, you basically say nothing. You basically say nothing happens. Yeah, okay. He took unavoidable damage. Like he has traded regen because of the Bloodstone. And if your opponent isn't playing the Bloodstone, you just heal back up. You're like, there you go. Like easy peasy.
This is like an annoying piece. Like I would play this piece because that seems like you don't feel bad tucking him out there, and then like you just don't feel bad.
Right. That's the other thing too. You don't feel bad about leaving him out there. Like, oh, he might die. It's like, yeah, you could get unlucky and he could die. I mean, that's the game of HeroClix. But more often than not, nothing is going to happen to him. Even if your opponent's like, I'm going to outwit your super senses, you're like, all right, still, more often than not, I don't care.
Yeah, because I mean, that's not bad. Can you imagine this was a defense power? I'm glad this was great.
He's decent. Look, chart. So it's the charge, flurry, blades, precision strike with outwit. He's got wild card. You could copy whatever, I'm just thinking like, okay, copy like, I don't know, Avengers or JLA or something. And if you hit a monster, now you got 13 attack just by himself.
Yeah, but it's not a Maverick piece because it doesn't sit in the corner and, barrier up and then, wait until
I would like the last event I've done that, Miguel. I want a timestamp on the last event.
I don't keep track of all the win-loss records, my guy.
Matt, you see my teams. When's the last team that had barrier on it? I would like to clarify that was at least last year, okay?
Yeah, so 2024. During the
so that was
the
at
Rumble.
least last year. Miguel's like, so 9 days ago?
No, yeah, I genuinely can't think of the last time I played barrier because of how oppressive Alpha Strike is to barrier.
No, but like I said, I think rivalry is going to be on every team, every serious competitive team. Rivalry is. I think every serious competitive team will also play Bloodstone because it's a global effect that effectively, says anytime your opponent would heal, they kind of don't. I mean, most healing in this game is just one click. Most. There's,
you could basically say your Black Lanyards go in the garbage.
Yeah, and that's even I was telling that to Logan and Rick and stuff at Gamers World. He was like, they're like, yeah, well, they normally heal 2 clicks, so they still heal 1, and I'm like, yeah, so half. They heal half the amount. Like that's
how many characters does Batman kill? Usually 1. So you're not healing much.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the difference between getting to full health on Necron to, like I said, not. Or like, okay, now Necron took 3 or 4 damage, and you're like, uh-oh.
Yeah, because if Batman killed 2 people, then yeah, you could argue it, but he doesn't. He just doesn't.
I mean, like I said, you could argue whatever at that point, but it's like if you're attacking with Batman anyway, you could say, well, I guess I wanted to be on this click anyway. I guess I'm not healing, but
well, after you attack, you do want him to heal because otherwise he just gets one tapped and then you lose the game.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like he's gonna die anyway. That Batman's always been a glass cannon anyway.
But that's the thing is, normally you would use like the Batman would KO stuff, and then that would trigger the Necron heals, and then you could, like right now the Necron is basically saying like, oh, how do I want to put this? The Necron heals would normally go to other characters. They wouldn't go to Batman because Batman would heal from Steel Energy.
Yeah, but that don't happen.
Right now Batman doesn't heal from Steel Energy. So you're like, oh, so are those heals going to go to Batman then?
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't want that. You're like, no. So Batman basically doesn't heal.
Yeah, so he's stuck at what 3 clicks and dead, and there's no you don't have combat reflexes anymore. You just got willpower,
yeah, just
right?
Willpower, yeah.
And it's like, oh, you're dead.
So it's like glass cannon.
Yeah, but at least he had, when he healed, you'd have, a 19 or 20 defense, and that's beefy.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with Matt. I think this thing's gonna.
Yeah.
Man, if you spend $200 on a guy,
It's literally so at Gamers World. One of the guys I went up against, he's one of the Chicago guys, Sean. He was playing, like a healing survive team like that, where it was, you know, a Kong with Gaia, with a heart-shaped herb, with Black Panther Prime, and with Death Metal Wonder Woman, and also with Supergirl. So the same thing of like, oh, when you hit me, I heal a click. And he was the same thing, like, oh, and if I hit him and I kill him, then he's gonna bring him back to life with Black Panther, and then Black Panther heals him a click, and then Supergirl heals him a click. And then it's like, oh, and then it's the beginning of his turn. Now Gaia heals Kong a click, and then at the end of the turn, Heart-shaped herb can heal at a click. It's like with Bloodstone, none of that healing happens, none of it. And you're like, and he was even telling me, he's like, this is the only time I'll be able to play this team before it becomes garbage. He's like, because once Bloodstone comes out, this team doesn't heal anymore. And I'm like, yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, no, it's man.
Any other one shots you think that are going to be like auto includes?
I don't think any of them are going to be auto include. I think most of the other one shots are pretty like you kind of sort of have to build around them. I mean, like Soul Gem, you don't have to build around. I mean, it's like, you KO something to heal somebody 2 clicks, and it's basically like a what's it called, a one-time Necron effect. But
yeah, not for 10 points. I don't think that's
yeah,
worth
that's what I'm saying.
points.
I mean, things that you would pay 10 points to use for most of the gems, probably not.
I think Pim Particles is not unless you're playing Black Panther Legacy, obviously. But if you are, I mean, I think Pim Particles are insane.
Yeah, I think Pim Particles are really good. But again, I still think even those, you want to build your team around like a combo. It's like you're going to want to use it, and then after you use it, it's like, all right, like what's the combo? It's not just, oh, okay, everyone is big and or whatever and just gets +1 defense and that's it. You're like, no, like there's a plan. Like now you can carry up what? Like you're gonna carry.
You can carry every other figure, yeah.
Yeah, it's like again, and you're gonna use that as far as a combo for the turn. I don't think, like I said, it's the effect of it, depending on the combo, might be stronger than Rivalry, but I think at the end of the day, you still are gonna, if you're, like Rivalry is still part of your sideline. I think no matter what, just because it applies to every single game that anybody's ever played. But I think, yeah, Pim Particles, especially it's only 5 points. You're like, that's nasty. For 5 points, it's nasty.
Yeah. I also think Shield Throw, I think, somewhat you have to build around it, but I think minimum range 4, triple target, make a range attack. Everyone takes 3.
Yeah, it's another, like
That's
I said, another poor man's
sounds like a watered down version. Yeah, I would say it's a 5-point Hadar Yao. Jeez.
But I mean, it's great if you, again, like if you don't have Hadar Yao and you don't have Molecule Man, you're gonna be playing Shield Throw. That's kind of, if you want to play something like that, you're like, I want to hit multiple people, 3 damage.
Well, if you're playing Universal Weapon, then like that would be a one shot that you would have, because you're like, well, if I'm going to Universal Weapon, choose Pulse Wave, then I do that, and then there you go. It's the same thing for 5 points.
No, it doesn't work.
As long as you have a character that's equipped with Pensai is what you want.
Yeah, it doesn't work with Pulse Wave because this thing in itself is a range action. So
Oh, that sucks.
yeah, so it only works with Pensai is what you're going for.
Yeah,
So that,
but it's only a minimum range of 4, so it still goes off of whatever range you have naturally.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you have more than 4 range, you get
So it's like
go
those
big.
6 range characters, triple target 3 damage Pensai ain't looking too bad.
Yeah, I'm thinking of
Nice.
High Evolutionary for 30 points.
Yeah, but again, like I think still at that point, it's like you're still with that one shot, you are specifically picking characters or building a team to maximize the effectiveness of shield throw. You know, same thing with pin particles. You're gonna pick characters or build a team to maximize the effectiveness of it. Rivalry is just I don't care. It's on the team. Don't care. It's like because at some point I'm gonna hit somebody and you're like, you know what? I really don't want to roll dice. I really need this attack to hit. So it hits.
So we're building those 245 point teams then.
Thought it was 210. Because everybody was saying
Well,
you
that's
gotta,
if you want to play Black Panther Legacy.
Yeah. God, that legacy card and
It's $100
figure.
bucks.
Holy crap. Like if you get like granted, right, you get a Black Panther, you don't break. You pull crap, but you pull the Black Panther legacy card, then it wasn't a bad brick. I mean, like the
You
worst
got the
case
best brick on the damn market.
yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like the worst possible chase you could pull would be like Odin's and Ravens. That's just my personal opinion, but
I think Ninjaka, I think he sells less than Odin and Ravens, right?
I think Odin and Ravens only hold value because he's Odin, dude. That's just
Yeah,
that's
Odin
all it
Ravens
is.
last I saw was around 70 to 80, and then the Jocko last I saw was like 80 to 90. But I haven't been on eBay in a while, so
Man, oh man,
Still waiting for that Spider-Man 2099 Legacy, Miguel.
I know what you're
I
winning from me.
yeah, I think it's finalized. I'm just waiting on. To be honest, I'm waiting on a coupon code to save money on the thing. So, but usually they put new ones out like every week. So
Oh, they're blaming me like I'm at fault.
no, it's
You
good.
gonna
It's gonna
send
be great. Like I
the
said,
pictures to the group since
I
it's
just don't want
finalized?
to. Yeah, when I do that when I place the order for them. So
Okay.
I don't.
And
Yeah,
you
I
get
don't
like the
want to.
order within like 2 days, right? Something like that.
Yeah, it's usually like within the week. Yeah, so I don't want to post it and then have people still waiting for too long. I like to post them such that I know that they will be available. Like they're almost certainly going to be available before the next event. You know what I mean? So like I don't want to post them now and then have people assume that on Saturday I'm going to have them. You're like, oh well then, you know, I'd rather post them and just be like, look, they're going to be available, for the next event.
So you got all the point values and everything figured out then?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's news to me.
That's news. Well, you're gonna figure it out just with everybody else. But
Yeah, watch when the
10
point value.
points and 30 points. That,
Yeah, watch when the point value.
massive surprise.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
yep,
All
he's gonna be
combat
And
values -2. New
he's
trait.
gonna be yeah, exactly.
and
He's gonna be 5 points. And you say, but all of his combat values are -3.
yeah, and this character
This
is
game
unplayable.
breaks the maximum in minimum. It is now -10.
I don't know. I'm looking at the changing the subject too, but like other equipment that's coming out in the set that's not not the obvious really good equipment. I'm really liking the Mjolnir only because it works with Spider-Man. I'm like,
What
that's
Spider-Man do we have besides Miles Morales that just
we
doesn't
have a
get
Spider-Man
shot if
set
he's next
coming
to
out
water?
next. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we gotta wait
So,
till
so
then.
every
See if
single
it's really
Spider-Man
good.
in that set gets a free Mjolnir. I mean, like that's really
Or
good.
you don't even know the legacy cards too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like we have a Spider-Man set coming out, and it like I said, it also works with Captain America. And even though it's also the thing too, it says it works with Squirrel Girl. We don't have a Squirrel Girl in modern age right now, so maybe one of is coming out soon. I don't know.
Well, it's guaranteed to be in Spider-Man. I mean, if they don't put a Squirrel Girl in Spider-Man, then
Well, I mean, like I said, I would hope it'd be very odd that they didn't make one.
yeah, they're
When the
expecting us to get
same,
the Legacy from A60. Yeah,
didn't that? Yeah, didn't that? Like I said, that one already rotated.
that was
out,
the
so-
last Squirrel Girl. I mean, that
Yeah.
was the only Squirrel Girl for like ever.
Right.
Yeah, we actually haven't had a figure of Squirrel Girl in like forever.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I'm hoping we get one, but I'm more interested in like I said in the Spider-Man.
Imagine they
I think
re-Legacy.
Given Spider-Man, like given every single Spider-Man Giant Reach 3 and see-through characters is really nice.
Yeah, as long as they have a qualifying name, I could see it. But with 20 points, that's a joke.
So
No,
what's
no,
the
that's what I'm
prediction
saying, right?
for?
But that's 0 points for Spider-Man. No one's ever paying
Yeah.
20 points for this.
So
Yeah, 20.
what's the predictions, man, for the legacy cards? Or are we talking about the Rumble now?
What legacy cards for Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Your legacy that you just made, obviously, because that would be funny as fuck. And the
That's
last
all.
legacy you made. So
Why
that would be hilarious. 2099 and Cosmic Spider-Man both get legacies. That'd be hilarious.
You guys would be laughing.
Yo,
I
I was
think-
laughing at the people. I think somebody asked that in the Facebook groups, and so many of the comments. Oh, they should make this guy, and it was just like that meme I sent. I was like, give him traded super senses, and make and the team ability, and it's like, okay, dude, like, it's like every single Spider-Man piece is exactly the same. Like, give him super sense, give him super duper super sense. Give him. You can't outwit it, and make him reduce penetrating damage. Like, it's like,
and
yeah, give him shape change too. You're like, all right, guy. Like,
yeah, as long as he's got the Venom suit, yeah.
It would be nice to see. It would be nice.
No, it would not be nice to see.
No, I'm just saying it would be nice to see like those two getting a legacy card because like that would be pretty cool if it did.
Well,
I
would
hope
it?
they. I mean,
That's a good
They did
question. Would it ratify the league ones?
No, they would both exist. So if one's better than the other, then one's better than the other.
That'll be a good comparison if it does happen.
I'm telling you, that's why I wish Logan made Tiamat. We could have all.
Okay,
we all
well,
could have got it.
obviously, no matter what you did to Tiamat, it would be better than what fucking WizKids did. That was a disgrace.
Right. But I'm saying so. At the end of the day, like we could have all got a good version of him, and we could have made some money. Because he was going for like $6 at the time.
That is true. Yeah, you could.
We could have easily
Easily
turned around.
love.
I was like, like okay, $30. There you go.
Yeah, everything goes wrong. You blame Logan.
Who
Oh.
else you can blame?
You blame Maverick. Yeah, blame the kid. Oh man.
Maybe I just looked at it. Maybe the Spider-Man. I forgot about the iconic Spider-Man with Mjolnir.
I'm telling you, it's just like
The 50 pointer. The Hyper,
Chuck
Giant
was
Reach
saying the same
3.
thing with Mjolnir and with Stormbreaker. He was just like every Thor that ever came out. Like you got to look back and be like, what if they had this for free? Like, oh, all of a sudden he becomes a half decent piece. You know. The one thing though that I will gripe a little bit about is I don't like how they. I don't like how the the last chase Odin was Odin and ravens. So he can't for free equip Mjolnir or Stormbreaker because he's not Odin. He's Odin and ravens. But the legacy one, the legacy Odin, which is Odin, and ravens, he can equip them for free, but not the chase. I'm like, come
Could
on.
you imagine the legacy Arachnite?
No.
But again, he'd just be worse. He would just be worse.
Well, instead of picking a power, now it's just like you get these powers.
Yeah, exactly.
You get hyper flourish, shape change, and outwit static. Yeah.
No, I mean it would be something stupid. It would just be like you get plasticity and leap climb or something. It would be
But just imagine, like now you're sitting on money there.
for Miguel because he's got like 7 of them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have 7 of rack. I don't know who spread that rumor.
You motherfucker. Trying to see what else. Maybe some Spider-Mans from
I think maybe the
Absolute
amazing.
Carnage.
I think the Amazing Spider-Man set.
I'm hoping they do since they did the Captain America. Or sorry, Captain America. Since they did the Captain Marvel from the Captain America set, I hope they do the PS4 Spider-Man.
That would be sick.
But again,
I got like 2 of those.
it's like that's just a more like nostalgia thing in the sense of if they do a legacy card for that piece, it's gonna be worse. It's not gonna be as good as it is right now.
Why you gotta put the hopes down, man? I got 2 of the damn P's.
I'm just saying, if they do make it, it's gonna be worse because there's no way they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, it's 3 through 6 Super Sens." Well, with protected outwit. No, they're not gonna say that.
It's gonna be 2 through 6.
No, that's what I'm saying. They already just like I said, play the iconic Spider-Man, give him stealth. Copy the Wakanda team ability and just hide in stealth, and then there you go. There's a 2 through 6 Super Sense.
That is a nuts thing there that you could just sit next to water terrain.
That one doesn't sit next to why. That's the Miles Morales one, but that one is good too. I think what else? Something else in this set does that too. I think it's Iron Man, right?
Let's look. I remember reading it. I just don't remember who it
Iron
was.
Man. Yeah, the regular Iron Man. Yeah, if he occupies or is an adjacent to non-debris terrain, opposing lines of fire can't be drawn to him.
What? Where is this? Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah, I mean he's
I was looking at the
100
uncommon.
points, so he's not great, but
He doesn't have the ability to survive close attacks. That's the thing. The Spider-Man does.
what are you talking? What? The last 4 clicks of his dial are combat reflexes.
Yeah, but it's not super senses.
Right, that Spider-Man super sense. He's impervious. I understand impervious is not a real rollout, but it's thematic.
That's sad to say.
I mean, if for some reason your opponent actually has to hit him and he gets to use impervious, you get, like I said, he succeeds. You heal him 2 clicks.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's not 100 points worth, not even close. But he's it was just weird. Like he's got that same annoying ability that Spider-Man does.
You know who would be?
think...
I was gonna say, you know who would be really good legacy figure for the Spider-Man set would be the Chameleon.
Which one?
The super rare one.
He's
Super
thinking of
from
the worst butterfly. That's what he's thinking of. But I don't know what he would do now. I mean,
It'd be a butterfly with less points.
He would have the Penguin Joker trait probably.
Yeah, just to replace to something at the beginning of the turn. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know. Would that character be there forever until it dies and then Chameleon comes into the game? That's I don't know. I don't think that would be a great legacy, but
You never know. It could always happen.
I don't know, man. I think that Blue Beetle from the DC starter, I think that is that's a sleeper, man.
No, that he's actually solid. I mean, if the prime for the same amount of points didn't exist, like so it's literally like the same named figure that's better. Again, it's a prime, yes, but yeah, there is absolutely nothing wrong with that Blue Beetle from the starter set. Is
I get it's expensive, but shit, you play it with like Beetlejuice or Ace. It's like this guy. I don't think he dies.
Exactly. He's not. Again, just like you said, you're like, yeah, you might have to play other stuff, and so it kind of sort of inflates his cost or whatever. But there are ways to
Yeah,
to
you
build
probably give a
around him and make him
motorcycle.
really annoying.
Yeah, you'd give a motorcycle for super senses, but I don't know. 90 points plus butterfly, 150. That's sad if your build total, but I mean you're looking at a guy that don't die. He's exploit Rob, and if he does get hit, he can just choose not to take damage because there's no character that does under 3 damage realistically.
Exactly. Especially if it's the last hit that would KO him. It's like nobody is hitting him with an attack that just does 2 damage to KO him. So
Yeah, and you can reroll his blades.
Yep.
So that's what I was thinking. I was like, shit, I can reroll blades. And reroll 1 dice in a attack. That's pretty good.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like if you prob and you're like, oh, or you roll the attack and you're like, oh, both of the d6, both of them are low. Okay, I'll prob so I can reroll both. And you're like, oh, I roll a 6 and a 1. You're like, you keep that 6.
Yeah, or even you could do the single d6 roll before you prob.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, I'm assuming a Hel cycle for him or what?
Oh, for Blue Beetle?
Yeah. Just for
Oh,
the.
it's motorcycle. You need super senses on top dial.
Yeah, I guess because he gets the flurry. Yeah.
Otherwise, he dies.
No, no. I mean, you can just say he takes no damage. I don't.
Well, yeah, for 1 attack, and then the next turn he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just take 6
Right, I'm
damage
saying
from a
like
camo.
the first. Yeah, I'm saying like the first hit. I don't think it. Normally he won't die in 1 hit. I'm just saying. Normally he won't die in 1 hit.
Well, it's 2 hits, yeah, but it's once per game he could deny damage.
Yeah. I mean, I think though if you're gonna get knocked onto super senses anyway, I think you just kind of let that go. That way, you still get that roll out anyway.
Well, yeah, but like it's so easy to bypass it.
Yeah, but I see where you're coming from because yeah, even then, super sense top dial is.
And bottom dial, like
Yeah. I still, but yeah, top dial that you get to reroll, super senses that you get to reroll. So, yeah, I see what
and
you're
he's
saying.
got the steel energy flurry, which is in a great combo at bottom dial. So
Yeah, so he's 4, 6.
Yeah, he's not a bad figure at all. Very, very sleeper.
and I was looking at it. I don't think you play Superman at 75.
I mean, he reduces penetrating at 75, so
Yeah, but he can only make range attacks. Or use flurry once, which if you use the flurry, then you can never make the rest of your range attack.
Yeah, you can. Why not?
Because how do you hyper make a flurry attack and then get 2 range attacks? You're adjacent to someone.
You would knock them
Unless
back.
you kill that person.
You knock them back. You got super strength.
That's true.
Or just do all range attacks. Just like I said, put a couple enhancements next to them. Just shoot them a million times.
Yeah.
Do the Patrick Frazier special of doing Green Man and Weasel Pog. So it's +2 range, +2 damage, C3 elevation, can get through a stop click. You just attack 4 times. It's 20 damage.
You know, I really want to like the Batman at 75 points or even 50. But it's just like it don't do enough.
Yeah, I think the Batman's actually a little bit better at 50.
Double out. That's the thing. It's like you either get double outwit or you get outwit and in cap for free.
Yeah.
At least they give us a really good starter kit for the first time.
No, yeah, so these are solid starter figures. Even like I said, the Superman is probably a little bit too good for a starter figure, but like Blue Beetle,
That Superman is like super rare. Like level of shit.
no, I'm saying if that Superman came out as a chase, obviously as a chase, I don't think he would be 75 points as a chase. I think he might be like 65, 70, something like that. But
Even 50.
Yeah. But no, I said like if he came out like that as a chase, people would be going wild for him.
But
Yeah,
it's crazy to compare it to the Marvel starter. Like the Marvel starter sucks. Like the only good figure in it at all is like Captain America. That's like it.
Yeah, let me see. I haven't actually looked at that starter in a long time.
Like
Let's see here.
everything else is just like
Wow. So Captain
jank.
America. Oh yeah, Captain America is the one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
he gives like +1 damage, and then he has like the
the main
double
life, right?
super
Yeah,
sense
+1
roll.
damage. Yep. So it's like
And double super sense roll, that's equivalent to the Blue Beetle.
yeah,
In a way.
it's Blue Beetle. Yeah.
Yeah, just minus prob, in a little bit more survivability, I guess. But he's got more attack range.
Let's see. Yelena. Not great.
And she has no movement at all. It's
Right.
sidestep.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Like,
it's just sidestep.
like
But
I
even
like the
then,
Hulk because
I
he only
wish
takes
she
2.
just like you're like she gets stealth later in the dial, but you want it right away. It's like yeah, she's
She
got
makes
wild
smoke
cards, so you're
terrain.
gonna have to copy it, but ugh.
I don't know. I like the Hulk at 75 because he only takes 2 damage, but it's like his stats suck ass at bottom dial or at top dial. Like you just
Yeah, I
like
agree.
am I giving this guy the motorcycle just to have charge on top dial and super senses?
Yeah, and his movement power is worse at 75. Its charge don't have speed, but like if you've already been hit several times, your opponent's going to be there. So you would rather have the
You
50
move
charge
up.
flurry.
if you're playing this guy, you've already moved across the map before that dial gets hit.
Yeah.
Because your opponent would have to hit you 3 times to put you on those clicks for the movement power. Your opponent ain't hitting you 3 times. I just leave this guy at top dial and say, like, I'll deal with him later.
Yeah. Thor's not bad though. Thor as a starter, 50 points. Pulse wave deals 2 damage. That's solid. I think that's fine.
Yeah, but it's nothing crazy.
I mean,
Unlike
still,
VC.
but as a starter figure, 50 points, which is effectively 12 attack pulse wave, that's going to deal 2 damage. That's fine. I think
Yeah,
that's fine.
I could agree there. Like it's a good 50 pointer.
Yeah, I don't
But you would think
like
they give
how
that
they
to the
make.
75.
I don't like though how they make it's like their higher point values. They make their special powers worse. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, instead of pulse wave at 2 damage, here's energy explosion, psychic blast, and it's like, yeah, I guess at the end of the day, if a character's, if a group of characters taking 2 damage, they're taking 2 damage, but pulse wave is like so much better because they don't get to use any powers or abilities. So yeah, and I feel like if you want to use energy explosion, psychic blast, the last year's Harley Quinn, right? The starter from last year's Harley Quinn does that. Oh, she doesn't have psychic blast. She has energy explosion, but deals 3 damage instead of 2. And then yeah, her 75 point dial is also energy explosion, psychic blast. So it's kind of like, yeah, it's not very original. It's you've already done it last year. So
It's a different name, man. Like,
instead of Harley Quinn, it's Thor now. Like, all right.
yeah, it's a god instead of a basic white girl. Yes. It makes no sense.
Yeah. So I can like I think Hulk is fine if there's a pilot for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's fine for a pilot. But
Well, you're not picking Capital if you got Thanos, so
yeah, but he doesn't have this Hulk doesn't even have monster keywords, so you can't even do that anyway. So it's like,
doesn't Capital do Avengers and Monster?
I thought it was anything like named Captain America or Monster.
Let me double check. I thought it was
That's what
Avengers.
it says.
I haven't played the character, so
Yeah,
I don't.
it says choose a character in a side line that's named Captain America or has the monster keyword. So yeah, you gotta.
All right then. Also, Death Row, massive sleeper figure that I don't know why it hasn't gotten banned yet. Donnie Blaze, like, why is this guy still in Death Row?
I think it's mainly because most people didn't keep them. I think they just got rid of them. I don't even own one, so that's
I'm not gonna lie, I don't think I own
that's
one
probably
either.
why. I think, like I said, at this point, yeah, I think he's a great choice. Just it's
He
like,
gets the peanut bases across the map.
yeah. Like I said, I think it's a good choice, but I think it's just most people just don't have him, or he's just like he's not even in, you know, in
He's not in people's consideration because they don't think of him.
yeah.
I mean, it is the one rare that is like, it's TK but worse. But it could, TK out 2x2s and 1x2s.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking at my phone. My sister's sending me some text. She ordered a phone and they can't deliver it, or they can deliver it, but she's deaf. Well, she's not literally deaf, but she's deaf and she can't hear people knocking on her door. Anyway,
I think Stormbreaker is gonna be on teams now for 10 points.
It's that's yeah. Have a little, bill and stuff.
I definitely
But I
think
think
that
no,
Serpent Crown. Gone.
oh, ladies and gentlemen, we may have lost Maverick.
Oh, I'm yeah. What's up? Can you hear
No,
me?
I was just saying that. Um, that yeah, the Stormbreaker is, I think, is usually the better pick. Especially for like Thor and stuff. But
But I mean, just in general, like putting it on someone, you get, obviously Bucky's arm does the same thing, but you get knocked back that deals pen damage.
right, it is effectively kind of sort of on extra damage. It's kind of like Power Gem, kind of.
But if you could give it to someone that like quakes or energy explodes, it's like, well, that's not bad now because you're doing knockback, energy explosion, knockback, quake. That's a lot of extra damage.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I definitely think that, um, like you said, yeah, if you can get like we were just talking about, um, if you put uh that Stormbreaker on the starter set Thor at 75, it's free. It's free.
Or,
So he's got
yeah,
energy explosion. He's got energy explosion, psychic blast. So you're just penetrating there, and then he knocks him back. So
yeah, but wouldn't you just give him Mjolnir? Doesn't that give knockback? No, it doesn't give knockback.
it gives Quake and Pulse Wave and
Yeah, it
giant.
doesn't. It doesn't do it. Yeah, you'd give him Stormbreaker. But I think Serpent Crown is insane.
Yeah, um I can't remember if I talked about this before, but I think it's gonna be interesting when there's a mind controlception uh, situation where you use mind control, and then the character you hit with mind control can use mind control, and then you have to resolve that mind control inside the mind control of the one used by Serpent Crown. So
Yeah, but I was just thinking like Flurry or something like that.
I know. I'm just it's gonna happen eventually, and I don't know whoever's gonna be the
Yeah,
first.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I mind
I don't know, I was
control.
thinking of
It's
putting
got a
it on
mind.
Colossus.
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily
I
would
think
use it.
Motorcycle's better, but I don't know. I was just haven't thought of it.
No, because it doesn't give him anything new. I mean his mind control. I think dealing the printed damage is kind of already good enough.
Yeah, but it would also.
But he doesn't benefit from the mind control. He doesn't benefit from the willpower. So
That's
you're
true.
paying. So then you're paying 10 points just to do that. I would rather just give it to somebody else that doesn't have mind control.
Oh my god! Just thinking about it, if you mind controlled. No, I don't think it would work. If you mind control Molecule Man, you couldn't double in cap, could you?
I don't know what you mean by double in cap, but
Because Molecule Man can do free actions twice. The same free action up to twice a turn.
in cap's not a free action.
Yeah, but Serpent Crown makes close or range attacks as free actions instead. So then the in cap would become free. Would that work?
No, because you're still you have to follow. What you're doing is you're following the instructions of mind control. Right, so it's move and then make an attack. But what this equipment is
It would be
allowing you to do
considered
is
making
instead
two
of making an
attacks.
attack, yeah, it's not. If it was it would have to be worded very differently.
Yeah.
So no, you couldn't do that. But with that said, I mean, Serpent Crown on Molecule Man is great because triple target mind control. I mean, granted, I mean, you could even play him at 25 with that. But I mean, I still would probably rather play him at 75 with that, just because double sidestep into triple target mind control that you kind of can't block. I mean, yeah, you just still hide behind regular walls, so
Just questioning it. If you mind control with Molecule Man, he says when Molecule Man hits multiple characters instead of normal damage, he may deal each hit character damage equal to his printed damage value. Does he deal 3 damage to everyone and mind control them?
No, because mind control itself is a instead of normal damage effect. So you would have to pick one, and then all other effects would be ignored. So if you're doing mind control, it's like that's what you're doing. You're using that effect.
All right. Damn.
Because it's let's see. Mind control I don't think is optional, and I think his effect is optional. So yeah, even then you would have to use mind control. But yeah, at the end of the day, I still think he's fine to potentially triple target mind control. But again, I think the crown goes on somebody with higher range,
multiple targets.
Multiple targets.
So, what do you think of the only 5-point equipment?
Oh, that piece of crap.
It's not crap. It's got flight.
It's crap.
I could argue toughness isn't the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, it's like if you have 5 points left on your team,
and you have traffic barrel, and you have rivalry, and pimp particles, and shield throw.
yeah, it's just I think there's so many other things. Again, there might be a situation where there's a combo that it requires somebody being carried, by somebody that normally wouldn't be able to. I don't know. I think though that is a lot less likely than somebody just going, oh yeah, like you said, I'm just gonna, play rivalry instead. But but granted, you could probably then argue, well, when you're building the team, kind of rivalry is already there. So let's say you already have all of those kind of auto includes, and then you still have 5 points left. I would say, why aren't you playing Timebreaker, or the Lucas Scott PJ Pog, or even the Scott Crampton Pog? I feel like any of those are generally better. Again, there might be fringe cases where that flight is better, but I don't.
Crazy to say, giving it to Colossus Prime.
Yeah, I think that's kind of crazy. I don't know why you'd do that.
Well, he'd get toughness, so he would have imperv and toughness. So you'd have to outwit, or you'd have to get rid of both, which is really no way to do.
So what?
So he would always reduce 1 damage.
I don't think that's the problem with him. I think characters like him usually just die because of things like acid arrow or just characters that have effects that say you can't use defense powers.
I,
I don't know. Like I said, I don't see it ever being used, but I think it's a yeah, it's a, what's it called? It comes from a chase booster, right?
does it?
It's a bystander thing, right? I thought somebody said that
I don't
they
even know how the fuck you get it. I just know that I just saw it was an equipment one day.
I thought that's what people were saying, that they're like, oh, it's an equipment that came in a chase booster.
That's because doesn't this set have Pogs then?
Yeah, one that they showed was that they came with that was that like Charlie one.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. There's Charlie. Yeah. So, oh man, we're gonna have that's a lot. It's a lot of this set that we don't know about yet.
Yeah, but again, I think I don't think that armor is ever really going to see serious play, but somebody might try to sell it for a serious price just because it comes from a chase booster. But I don't think
Oh
it's
yeah.
better than anything else. Honestly, I mean, I don't even think it's Crimson. I'm looking like even Crimson Gem is not Crimson Gem as an equipment by itself is not great, but it's still
I could see it
yeah,
on a
that's what I'm
cheap.
saying. But I mean, like I'm like looking at its effect, like so. Ethereal armor, it's like okay, it's flies, so it's kind of saying like you ignore outdoor blocking terrain. Crimson Gem says you kind of ignore all of it.
Yeah.
So, but it's like yeah, but it's 10 more points. So I don't think it's necessarily better or worse. I think then the super strength though I think puts it over the top. Safeguard mind control kind of doesn't exist right now, unfortunately, but
I
once
just think
once
giving a 10-point character, making them 20 points with the Crimson Gem, and they just run through all the walls for you is pretty good.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's more useful than being able to
You know,
fly over
it's
the
it's
walls.
a it's a Daredevil equipment, is what it is.
Right.
I think you give Daredevil for his 10 points, the Crimson Gem, and then you just have him also carry the traffic barrel. Like he runs through everything, and he doesn't die.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
I don't know. I think Juggernaut, the normal super, not Juggerduck. I think Juggerduck sucks, but Juggernaut, I think is really. I think he's gonna be used.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know.
Just because
I don't know if
Beetlejuice
it's
and Ace exist, you could get around the outwit. So
and it's also the uh I mean he, I'm just trying to think. Uh, uh still he's still a little bit hard by Beetlejuice because you're just charging and then making a regular attack and not doing his cool area of effect attack.
someone that's you'd probably play Ace then at that point, or well, I should say Butterfly and then Butterfly and Ace probably, or normally player because you're already unthemed at that point.
Yeah, I'm just thinking. Yeah, there's no no great way to bring him over, and then I don't know. He should have. I don't know exactly why they don't give him full dial. I don't know. Maybe they're. I don't know why they didn't get him full dial
What, full
battlefield,
dial
but
imperv or something? Oh yeah.
rather battlefield. But I'm not. Man, I was like, do they want to
Well,
carry
it's
him
because he's
somewhere?
got
I don't know.
safeguard mind control. He has the crimson gem, so
Yeah, but I mean, just like ways to, get around the shape change and stuff.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Who do you
don't like
think is the
why give him
sleeper
just the
pick?
last 3 clicks?
Who do you think is the sleeper pick for the best Ant-Man security solutions?
Um, I mean, I'm kind of probably just gonna say Ant-Man himself. Um, 'Cause, I mean, he generates the swarm of ants, and swarm of ants is pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, let's see. Grizzly is kind of okay. Giant
There's only
Man
the
is
4 of them.
all right. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I don't know. I'm leaning probably just towards Ant-Man. So just because swarm of ants is pretty strong. He's got Avengers. It's good to copy. I mean, he's not really supposed to be doing much else other than just sitting there and surviving.
He's got wit as well. He's your leadership.
Yeah.
Oh, and he gets a +1 to the leadership role if you're not first player. That's not bad.
Right.
And then obviously, in power, that's nice.
Yeah, like I said, and on top of the swarm of ants also has empower
Power.
and gives you the +1 attack. But only gives you +1 attack for really like animals. But I mean, yeah, I mean, we touched on it too. It also works for spy, but
Yes, sir. What all those melee spy characters really gonna get used.
yeah, you know who's a melee spy character is starter set Yelena. He's gonna.
It's gonna wreck house.
Yeah, exactly. Because of those swarm of ants, he's gonna be hitting you
Oh
with
yeah.
a 13 attack then. For what, 3 whole
Oh well,
damage or something?
I'll say it for Miguel. Patch. Best melee character in the game.
Oh yeah, Patches of Houlihan.
Yeah, Patch is O'Healy. I like how they kept the shifting focus Black Widow, LE in modern rotation.
It really is it?
Yeah, it is. The LE one is still in modern.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like, you can't shifting focus with her anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of awful.
Like, I don't know what guy Kids is like. We're gonna keep her. Like, that's another sad thing. I'm surprised no one uses her in Silver Age anymore, man. I mean, I get it was like the whole ID thing is the real reason why she was good, but I wish they'd bring back IDs.
Nah,
You think
nah,
they ever will?
no.
I don't know, that's the one thing I want Silver Age to have back is bring back ID cards.
No, it turns the game into like basically everybody's like a scarab, they just
Yeah, but it was just more fun. I don't know. You got to see pieces that were never played because you why this piece sucks. But like in this situation, it's like holy shit, like insane power.
I don't know. I don't.
I don't know. There's some old stuff that I wouldn't mind seeing again get played, or even from newest sets getting played. Definitely would see a lot of Shang-Chi. That was my guy, Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, if Miguel was here, he would say something.
What do you think he would say?
I don't know. He'd just say something. Is that how you pronounce it, Maverick?
Like, I don't know. How did I used to say it? Akaro or Arako? Which one was it?
Oh, you know how you said it.
I honestly don't remember. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, sure, buddy.
Wait, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I don't know. I'm looking more too at the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. I know before I'm hoping that they're as good as like the
I think
Star
there's
Gems.
potential there.
Yeah, I feel like everybody getting willpower, everybody kind of sort of getting +1 damage.
Well, you obviously play Drax. I don't think there's ever a time that you're not playing Drax.
Yeah, I mean you're playing everything that gives it to everybody that gives something to everybody. I said Drax gives like everybody kind of sorta gives everybody +1 damage. Playing Cosmo gives everybody +1 defense. Don't know if you'd be playing Rocket. He only does stuff with a PD team ability. Not 100% sure on that. You're playing Star Lord because he gives everybody willpower. And he gives everybody +1 speed. The other thing too. I mean, Rocket gives them PD, but I don't know if you're gonna need it. Let's see. Cosmo also gives them Safeguard Outwit. Yeah, that's insane. So yeah, So they all get Safeguard Outwit. They all get willpower. They all get +1 defense, and they all get +1 speed. They could also all get police team ability. It's not really necessary, I don't think. They all get +1. They pretty much get +1 damage from Drax. And then then you just have like Juggerduck do stuff. Because he also gets +1 defense from himself.
I don't know. Are you playing Juggerduck or are you playing
Yeah, you'd have to
what's
play
his name?
Juggerduck.
Uh, why can't I remember his name now? Beta Ray Bill?
What does he do for? He gives him knockback, and then knockback is penetrating. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you might be able to play both.
I don't know. I
Because
think
what's
Beta Ray Bill,
their
maybe,
cost here?
but
So you probably be able to play both.
I don't know.
Let's see,
Maybe in
50.
silver.
Let's see, 50-50. It's 160 plus. Well, Starlet's only 25. So 185. Cosmos 40. So you're at what, 225?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
tried
could play them
building it
all.
before, and it's like.
Yeah, you could play them all.
Oh, and Groot? Can you fit Groot on?
Let's see. How much is Groot? Yeah, you'd have
He's
5
70.
points left over.
Because Groot's the GOAT. I think Groot does a shit ton.
I mean, he just charged and hits. That's it.
He hits hard as fuck.
Yeah, but I mean, not harder than Jugger Duck or Better Ray Bill.
I don't know. 6, 7 damage. Full movement charge. I don't know. You're gonna pick something up with a super strength and shit. And then he
Yeah,
denies shape change.
I mean, Jugger
And then he
Duck
makes
does
little
the
baby
same.
Groot.
Yeah, but he has to die for that. Like he dies.
Yeah, but like you get little baby Groot.
Yeah, well, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't-
But it's baby Groot.
yeah, I don't know.
Oh, I'm just dead.
See, none of them have outwit though, right?
I think Rocket has a wit. I might be saying that out of my ass though. I don't really know.
Rocket's got leadership. Yeah.
Oh, he's got PD. That's what I was thinking of. He's got that good old PD.
I don't know,
There's
somebody's
someone that
got-
lets you see through characters in this set. It's not just Rocket. There's someone else. Do you know who it is?
I don't know. Yeah, there's got to be somebody with Guardians that has outwit. And obviously, and I'm talking even from this set, right? Or do we have to go into the
Cosmo gets
freaking?
it later, Dial, but I know.
We have to go into the holiday pack again.
Oh God, really? Mantis doesn't have it.
Let's see.
Oh,
Well, Yandu. Yandu's the one that gets it. All right.
yeah, I knew. Well, no, Ant-Man. Ant-Man has it.
Oh, he's
Ant-Man's
Guardians.
got outwit.
Okay. I didn't know you. Yeah, I didn't know he was Guardians. All right.
That's a powerful Guardian too. You know, he gives the added shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, him and Yandu are the same points. So kind of like your choice at that point. So yeah. But I was just asking that because since Better Ray Bill says no one can use cosmic, team ability, then kind of like, all right, well then who are we outwitting,
Who's the cheapest outwit from the holiday set?
I thought
Oh no, you just used the baby Groots, the shifting focus.
yeah, they're 40, yeah, right? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe one or two of those on the team because they're significantly powerful.
So yeah, you'd have points for one, and then you would have 35 points left. I think 35 points is Rocket. Oh no. Oh, we have to play Rocket.
Nothing from the holiday set.
That's 35 points? I don't know. What's 35 points? Uh
Maybe Nebula.
Mantis is 25. Drax is 30. Nebula 25. The other rocket is 35, but I don't
he's
necessarily think
only
he's
he's
better. I
only
mean, he's got
perplexed.
perplex, but
Maybe young Peter Quill, because he's prob.
yeah, maybe. I mean,
Even
Mantis is also
what's it
prob.
called?
I'd probably lean Mantis over Peter Quill for prob.
Makes sense. You got the baby Groots from the bystanders. Adjacent friendly characters with Guardians of the Galaxy modified defense +1 against a range attack. That's not that good. Yeah, the bystanders aren't good.
I don't know. Maybe that's worth carrying him around. It's probably the 10-point Baby Groot's probably worth carrying around. And then you play Mantis at 25. I mean, this is a team where nobody has any costed equipment, so it's
This is
obviously
a casual team.
yeah. So I mean, you'd probably, like I said, you'd probably just not even play any additional things and just use the last 35 points on one shots and equipment at that point. But
Yeah, that makes sense. Rivalry.
yeah, you're gonna get rivalry, maybe a motorcycle here or there, and
Maybe Pim particles. So
yeah,
everyone can kind of get moved
probably
around.
yeah. I mean, yeah, because you're kind of you're doubling up on the defense then. That would probably be yeah. So there'd be a turn where it's like everybody at least has +2 defense, and then like Juggerduck would have +3, and then against a range attack, everybody would have +3 because the root bystander or something. I don't know. I don't know. Those came in pizza thing, right?
I have them. Yes, they came in the pizza thing. Or well, one of them did, if I'm correct.
What did the other one come from? A gift from God or something? Just
No, I think one of them comes from the pizza thing, and one of them's a chase booster.
one of them a chase booster? Okay.
I don't know what. I think the +1 defense one's the one from the chase booster. I might be wrong, but I know I only have one of them, but I only got 2 of the pizza kits. So. Because I know I got the good tracksuit and I got the Groot. Charging up those quasar cannons. You think
I'm
the bag
hoping
of holding's gonna?
they're happy, but I feel like they will be because it feels like the Starjammers where everybody having willpower, and then everybody on Starjammers was kind of like, well, you can't outwit their defense power, but this is like can't outwit nothing of them. It's like all right, so it feels like it's gonna be better than they look on paper. So
Yeah. Do you think the bag of holding's really gonna have any, you know, meta change? Truly.
no, I feel like it's a pretty negligible impact on any game. I was telling a few other people about it at Got Comics when they were asking me, they're like, wait, so how does Bag of Holding actually do something? I'm like, well, usually you have to KO somebody holding an equipment, then you have to walk through it to pick it up, and then if it's an effect that does anything, you can use it as free, and they're like, oh, so that doesn't really ever happen. And I'm like, yeah, and sometimes it doesn't ever happen. Like if your opponent is not playing any equipment, like it's useless. It doesn't do anything. But I said it's a 5. I'm sorry, it's a 0 points free equipment. Because it goes on. It can fit on almost any team. Almost any team has somebody with a mystical keyword. Or was it mystical or what? Warrior? I forgot what the other keyword is.
But it's just another thing for your opponent to score.
Right. Yeah, you could argue that, but again, if what am I trying to say here? That's right now when things like I said, when King Killmonger doesn't exist, I don't think too many people care. I think it's kind of the risk of giving somebody 5 points and those 5 points winning them the game. That would basically mean that other than that we would be tied. So like the risk of that
Yeah.
versus hey, if I'm able to snowball my win by hypersonicking, picking it up, and then using something else as free. I don't know. I mean, it technically only gets better the more equipment comes out, so there's also that to consider. But it is true that also for a lot of equipment, it doesn't do anything. Like it doesn't do anything for motorcycle or Hel Cycle. It won't do anything for universal weapon, and I don't know. A lot of other things that trigger at specific times. Yeah, I'm not. I don't know, but I can see why they made it just because it's thematic to D&D, but unfortunately,
It was that they should have picked something else.
I mean, but to be fair though, like it's kind of an iconic equipment
Yeah,
in
I mean,
D&D, and they are making other things. This is literally the first thing that we got. Every other thing from D&D
I
is
know.
also going to
I'm
have
just
equipment.
saying, it's like a beholder with a bag of holding. Like, is that a joke? Like, like that. That doesn't. Come on. That's just not. That's not a thing.
Yeah, it is what it is. Like I said, I think it's fine. They're gonna, even if at the end of the day, even if like no amount of equipment is released that makes bag of holding actually worthwhile playing, or if there's even if there's never a combo that exists where you could somehow for free stuff a bunch of things in the bag of holding in a single turn. Because you'd almost have to do something very similar to the starter set Superman, just like make him move a bunch of times. um, but even if that never comes around, like I still don't think it makes a difference. Yeah, because again, it's 0 points for the most part, and I don't think a 0 point equipment necessarily needs to do something every single game. I mean, the vast majority of other
That's
equipments
true.
that we're already using are also already 0 points, especially the more that they bring out that have characters that you can put them on for free. So,
Think treasure chest has any impact then?
um, so treasure chest is a little more interesting. I don't think it has necessarily an impact. Uh, in the sense of like it's gonna win games, because oftentimes you might think like, oh, it's actually kind of worse for me because if I KO something and then it appears on the square that that the thing was KO'd in, then um, basically, like if it's closer to my opponents, then they can stand around it and then get the bonus powers. But the bonus powers don't come in until the beginning of your next turn. So you do kind of sort of have the opportunity of, having it drop and um, even like your opponents could pick it up, but it kind of doesn't really do anything for them necessarily. I mean, it's one of those things where a lot of times it may just be a bad idea to bring it out, because all that's doing is saying, here's a object for you to hit me with next turn. It's generally what it is. And then also your opponent's going to score 5 points from hitting you with it. So it's not really, not really that great.
So when you
but
pick it up,
it's
you
your
could use
choice.
its effect, right?
So you can, yeah. So you can use its effect if it has one. So you won't be able to roll the d20 if you're holding it, because that's not an effect. Like, when I say effect, I mean like it'll in capital letters effect. So that's what the rules specifically check for. But they say that like it applies their effects as if they're in a square, that you're carrying in. So I don't. Let's see here. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I should probably look at the rules as I'm saying things instead of just assuming. But let's see. These are special objects, right? Special objects.
Yeah.
Let's go to special objects. Let's see. Yeah, they apply their effects while being held by a character as if it were in a square the character holding it upon. Yeah, so it's the same thing, but it says apply their. Okay, but it doesn't use capital letters. So I'm probably wrong there. So I was probably, let's see here. You turn roll d20. Here's. So, yeah, it should work if you're carrying it. Or if anybody's carrying it. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, it'll work if somebody's carrying it. I was
So if someone's carrying it,
I was getting confused and thinking of
you
bag
get
of
the
holding.
benefit and everyone adjacent? Correct?
I mean,
so if you're holding
the
it,
benefit, the benefit, applies to, yes, it applies to characters in the same square or adjacent. If you're holding it, it assumes the effect, comes from the square that the character's holding. So,
okay. Then my next question is: on both turns, does the die 20 get rolled?
no, because it's friendly to you. All like terrain and stuff is
So it
and
can.
objects are still friendly to this, and
So it
the
only gets
effect
rolled on
of it
your
specifically
turn.
says, yeah, the effect specifically says at the beginning of your turn.
Okay. So it can never, even if my opponent holds it, it won't become friendly to them, right?
Right, but if your opponent holds it, they will still get the bonus effect. So let's say That's why it's kind of like I feel
This thing is dog shit because you just get mithril
it's
armor and you just screwed yourself.
right. That's what I'm saying. It's very situational in the sense of like, yeah, my opponent could just pick it up, but it's like, okay, well, it also depends on where you KO'd the opposing character because it's like you have the option to bring it in, right? So ideally, if you bring it in, you should be able to immediately pick it up. That's kind of, I feel like that's the rule with the object. If you are not immediately able to pick up the treasure chest safely, don't generate it. That's kind of the rule.
Yeah, but
And
even
so
if you pick it up, you
unfortunately,
can't
a lot of
ever.
times that's not going to be possible.
You can never use a close character the entire game because
Uh,
you could potentially give out shape change, super senses, or invincible. And besides that, you could give your opponent pulse wave
yeah.
or
So there's
blaze.
so for example, like thinking in like Silver Age, right? So I think treasure chest is definitely something you could consider in Silver Age with a character like Sky Tyrant because you can you can make Sky Tyrant have something like Giant Reach even without treasure chest. I know treasure chest has an effect for that,
Yeah,
but
it's always
you know,
Pog or Pog, yeah.
right. You can do Pog Pog or you can make him giant with Ant-Man or whatever, right? Um then you can go out, you can KO something, and then his ability is like, oh, I hit you, so I can move now, and you can immediately uh, uh, pick up the treasure chest because his movement effect and the treasure chest effects are both after resolution. So you can generate the treasure chest first, and then you could move Sky Timer to immediately pick up the treasure chest and then run back to your team. You know what I mean? So I understand that Silver Age, but should there be an effect like that where a character, can you can go up, you can KO something, and then it doesn't even have to be the same character, but just so that you can immediately have somebody go out and get the treasure chest. I think it's obviously it's trickier when you don't have things like Sky Tyrant. And I think it's by design, but so yes, most of the time I don't think you're even going to generate the treasure chest. Actually, no, wait, I'm lying. I've been lying again this whole time. The the effect to generate the treasure chest is not optional. So you have to do it. Oh, yeah. Why, man?
This thing
Why
is
do I?
so bad.
I should read things before I start fucking spouting off about them. But yeah. So with that with that being the case, then yeah, it's your opponent can kind of position probably around it, knowing that hey, look, if they're gonna come out and kill something, treasure chest will be generated, and then if you position in such a way where you can make them not able to retrieve it, and potentially it gets problematic. But yeah, I'm not not 100% sold on it. But again, it's like in Silver Age, I think that's legitimate in Silver Age. I don't think it's better though than a lot of other options for your sideline. I think there's so many other better sideline options.
Yeah.
But you can, I mean, there's a world where you can imagine like, hey, I don't have any other things to use on my sideline, but I'm playing, double Sky Tyrant. So yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense to also play Treasure Chest. But yeah, should they ever make a character like that where it's basically just says like after hitting or after doing something, you can move a significant amount. Because if you just move like one or two squares, I don't think that does enough. Because you're still standing next to, like you said, if you're standing next to all the opposing characters, treasure chest just helps them more than it helps you. So Who
Yeah.
knows? Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not disappointed in Treasure Chest because again, it's like it's free. Like nobody is paying 5 points to play this. Um, realistically. But again, I mean, who knows? There might be a team that goes like, look, my team is designed to go first, so I can always run out 5 squares and pick up treasure chest and run back to my starting area. Who knows? But I mean, but I don't think it's regardless. It, it's not competitive because it's not reliable. It gives you a completely random effect, and that's the opposite of competitive. Competitive is just trying to get consistent results, and treasure chest doesn't provide you with consistent results. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. I know Miguel already jumped off, but I don't know. Do you have any predictions about the Rumble? About what's going to happen?
Oh, like who's gonna win?
Or just I mean, could be who's going to win, or just like I said, just things like, oh, I know, this is what's, I don't know. Do you think
Well, obviously Rick and Logan and Steve and Chef are all gonna team up. Um, and obviously you can't win the Rumble by yourself, so it's smart. Nothing against that. I think it's gonna either go to like Rick. I think Rick's probably gonna take it this year. Maybe Miguel if Miguel gets lucky again. Um, I don't. The thing is like when Rick comes into the Rumble, like his last pick is obviously gonna be Prime Swamp Thing, right? So that it just gets absolutely, you know, it'll obliterate someone. It just after it obliterates someone, if you know, for example, so if anyone's left, obviously there will be. He just gets kind of one tapped in a way, but I don't know. Rick could also bring in. I think he picked Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah, that was his third pick. Yep.
Yeah, I don't even. Let me see what she does again. Yeah, obviously at 100. I could see that being his final pick in the Rumble instead of picking Swamp Thing. You know, for whatever reason.
I don't know. I think, I mean, the way that it's set up, where I'm assuming like people are going to get eliminated in the order in which they also enter. You know what I mean? Just for the sake of argument, I don't that never really happens, but just for kicks and giggles. So, if you had, so if it's Jamal, Chef, and Steve in the Rumble, and then your third character comes out, if you're able to KO one of them, then immediately Miguel comes in, and then if you, Miguel, and let's say if you are able to KO Chef's or Steve's piece, if you, Miguel, and Jamal just team up for the end, then Rick and Logan don't have a shot.
And that's a lot of luck, though.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like, if you're saying, like, I feel like that's, I'm just looking at the characters that are drafted here. It obviously hinges on you being able to KO one of their figures, like the turn that you come in, but that's not impossible especially considering if one of them was attacked before you came in.
Yeah.
If Mark, with Zeus, triple targets, hits them all and stuff like that, or if Chuck, he's got Bane. If Bane just punches them once, I feel like Wolverine or Mr. Mime could be the finishing blow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still not happy about my last two picks in the Rumble, but
I think Mr. Mime's fine. I don't know what you're so down about that.
it's not Mr. Mime. It's the X-23 is what I'm like.
Is that X-23? Oh, I thought.
Or it could be Wolverine. I don't know. It's girl Wolverine, so I just think it's X-23.
It's the same. It's the same character, but it's just the name. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
No, I think Mr. Mind is gonna do. I think if you use him, he's gonna do fine. Because especially looking at characters that what's it called? Characters that have battle fury, because that's really what you want to avoid, because you got that really good shape change, and there's really not many. I mean, obviously Wolverine pool, if Chef uses that, has it for a little bit, but if you just hit him once, he loses it. And then
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else has it. I don't know. I don't know if She-Hulk has it from Hellfire Gala. I don't have that piece.
Which one? Which one?
The Hellfire Gala She-Hulk, Logan drafted it, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if that has Battle Fury or not. But I don't think anybody else like within a reasonable distance has it. I mean, like Wes chose T-Rex, and I mean,
she
you never
does
know.
not.
If he crit hits with T-Rex, then it's like, oh well, that now he's a problem. You know what I mean? But
Yeah, but if he hits, everyone's targeting him. Like, he's not gonna live.
I totally agree, but I mean, he's still taking someone else out. Like, there's no way, even if he gets triple teamed, a full dial T-Rex he's still KOing something.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, could you imagine if he crit hit again? Oh man, that would have been.
That would be ridiculous.
But I think though, it's like, even though you're not coming in last, I think you're in a good position to, because like I said, because Chef and Steve and Logan and Rick, like they're divided by you and Miguel, so it's difficult for them to kind of all be on the map at the same time and like establish that, like, hey, this is how we're gonna team up. You know what I mean? So. And Rick's early picks, I don't think are that threatening. Like Beetlejuice by himself is not. I don't think he doesn't have a move and attack ability. I don't think he's threatening at all.
No.
And I think Necron should get triple teamed. I don't
Necron
see
should
why
be the
he
first kill. When Necron comes in, it's dead. If people leave that alive, that's not good.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, and even if let's say Necron's like top dial, like Green Torch is coming in after that. Zod Ursa Nan. Like they got like solid characters with flurry that can deal really good damage to him and knock him down at least to like half dial or better. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's So I don't even think it's the end of the world, even if he gets the top dial. But
that's true.
But yeah, I don't know. I think it's kind of almost anybody's game. I'm also looking at it, I'm like, you could even have somebody like Jamal, his last pick of the Phoenix Black Panther. I'm like, that could do it. you know, he could just get lucky rolls, especially with his rollouts, and he could run it just like that. I don't know.
I think the I don't know. I think first person out is between. I don't know. I'm just saying. I think it's probably between Noah, Wes, and Chuck. I'm leaning most at Chuck to be the first person out.
Yeah, I don't know. And this is also the first time because I don't think. I'm trying to think. Last time nobody drafted like any colossal figures, right? Before.
No, APOC was drafted.
Right, APOC was. Yeah. Well,
I
APOC was
th-
almost
there-
kind of an exception because he was one of those characters that's
he's
like
too good. If you didn't pick him,
he's
I don't know.
unkillable unless he's triple teamed, so he's immediately triple teamed.
I'm trying to think. I think there was another Colossal that was picked. I think I'm not 100 on that, but I think.
Yeah. I don't know, but I'm just saying there's more Colossals this time because it's you, Steve, and Wes.
Oh yeah,
drafted
there's one
and Mark.
2, 3.
And you drafted 2 of them, so yeah, that's the other thing too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I don't
1,
know.
2.
It'll be interesting to see if anybody focuses the Colossals just because they're big. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's 5 Colossals potentially on this field.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's a big number. Compared to like last year's,
Yeah, I do think, especially like you said, if Rick, obviously Rick's last, I don't see
Last
how
place
Rick's
has the
last piece.
highest odd of winning, highest odds.
Yeah, but it's like if Rick doesn't basically secure a winning position on the turn that Swamp Thing comes on the map,
When he comes on the map, he has to kill something.
right, that's
So
what I'm saying,
he's
like,
guaranteed at least 3rd place.
So again, my thing is like, all right, let's imagine the last 4 characters are just the last 4 players, right? Let's say none of the early players, team up and advance well, right? So let's say it's your Mr. Mind, Miguel's. I mean, it doesn't really
Patches
matter if it's
Oklahoma
Patch or
hands.
Wonder Woman. I mean, both of them. The point is, both of them have rollouts.
It's
and then,
Patch. Let's be honest.
Yeah, and then, like I said, and then Logan, right? But even then, like, so if we know, like, hey, well, Rick, if he says he's not going to attack Logan, he's going to attack one of you. So if he attacks you, if you get that first shape change, like that's it. That's his whole turn now, and then now you deal damage to either you redirect it to She-Hulk or Batman, Catwoman, and that's it. And then of course Miguel would have to roll Super Sense, twice, but that's assuming that he hits both times. But yeah, I think it's definitely like there's a rule, because he's got to hit. He has to hit both attacks. So yeah, if he doesn't hit both attacks, depending on how the seeding is too, like if Logan is the next player to act, then I think it's challenging because it's like then Rick gets to go and then Logan gets to go. But if you make it so that like Rick gets to go,
Then it's me and Miguel.
Right. And then it's you and then and then Miguel, then I think you guys have a really good shot. So I think that's tricky. It's almost as important not only to you to have like the right characters in the right position, but also for you to be in the right seats. So when you're both,
that's pure luck.
No, but I understand you don't get to choose the seat that you're in, but you will get to choose the seat that Rick comes in on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it depends if, for example, me and Miguel are diamond, or we're on opposite corners.
Right. I understand it. I understand it doesn't, doesn't change that. But
And it also
again,
changes where Logan's sitting, so yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if both of you get on the map, you can pick, where Logan is, and then also too, you might, uh, um, like I said, you might say, hey, let's say if you eliminate somebody, right, that brings in Miguel, and then if you and Miguel work together to, like I said, eliminate, doesn't really matter who, right? But then the third person on the table, if you team up with them and say, hey, us three, we're gonna team up on Logan, right? And now Rick's coming in by himself. And I think at that, like I said, like I think that just changes the whole dynamic. So I think really, even if you're like dead set, like even if you assume that Rick, Logan, Steve, and Chef are all going to team up, and they will, let's say, and you assume that they'll never break that alliance, right? I still think is if you just get one other guy, you just have to say like, Mark, Chuck, Jamal, Wes, if any of those guys survive, whichever one of those guys is on the map when you come in, like if you say like, hey, like I'm not attacking you, I'm just going for Chef or Steve, like whatever guy, I'm trying to bring in Miguel, and then it'll be us three to get rid of, whoever's left. And if you can work with just one other guy at the end there, I think you guys got a solid chance. Like you'll get in the top 4, and then from there,
Well, it needs to be top 3.
right? That's what I'm saying. I understand it needs to be top 3 to get like better stuff, but from there, even then, even if it becomes like 2-on-2, I mean that's still better than 3-on-1 against you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking, like I said, it's 50-50 shape change. If you get, I'm telling you, if you get lucky with that shape change, that's going to be the biggest rollouts of the game. Are going to be that Mr. Mind shape change. If you
Yeah,
obviously if
but
you don't
like
get
my
any,
odds
it's
are
going
I'm
to
gonna
feel like
miss
snap.
them.
But if you get those shape change, that'll win you the rumble if you get those shape change rolls. Because I think, let's see. Yeah, I mean, yeah, patches doesn't reduce damage, so it beats patches.
Bitches a whole thing.
And I don't think it necessarily beats She-Hulk, but I think Mr. Mind and She-Hulk just kind of punch each other. And She-Hulk, I don't think has a rollout, right? Let's see. Hellfire Gala She-Hulk. Oh, she does. Actually, she's Invincible Super Sense. Okay. All right. So it's, yeah. I see why.
That's Miguel's job is to kill her. Basically, because I can't do it with Mr. Mind.
I mean, it's like, I think you can do it. At the end of the day, I mean, yeah, you both have a rollout. Your rollout's actually better than hers. She just has, like, higher attack, higher damage off the bat. But again, it's like, if she wants to come up and hit you first, it's just 50-50. I don't think that Logan would do that. Just say like we're gonna. I mean, but again, it's like at the end of the day, you kind of have to. You have to attack Mr. Might at some point. So I don't know. I don't know.
The real question is if it was to come down to me and Miguel, who has the best shot?
Again, I think it's just. I think the question is, did Mr. Mind already get to his stop click or not? That's I think the question. Because
That's true.
if you're on your stop click, yeah, he's got the advantage. You don't have a rollout at that point. You still have solid damage, but you don't have a rollout. But I mean, I don't know. It also depends on what click, like, are you, do you think your little Mr. Mind is gonna be on Perplex or Prob?
I think it's always prob, right?
I think so, right? I don't know.
Because I could use it on everyone's turn.
That is true. That
Yeah,
is
so
true.
I could prob you, and then I prob myself,
Yeah.
then I could prob
I
the
thi-
other guy, and then I could prob
yeah,
the other guy.
so you could
And
help.
I
Yeah,
could
if you're
prob
teaming up with
McGill's
somebody,
attacks.
yeah, you can probably, yeah, if you're teaming up with somebody, yeah,
And I
exactly.
got a fucking massive range. What, 8 or some shit?
Yeah, yes, that Mr. Mind has an 8 range.
Yeah, and it sees through the Colossal, so it's actually realistically a 10 squares.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But I mean, you're basically seeing the whole map, is what you know. Virtually every
Yeah.
character on it you can see. Yeah. So I think, yeah, probably yeah. So Prob is the way to go.
Like, Perplex
And
is cool, but it's just, it's -1 or +1, and it's like, prob gives me double the chances compared to
yeah,
lowering the chances.
I mean, and you can always, I mean, worst case, like you can always mind control people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was probably going to be doing. Like, just mind control the entire game.
It is
I'm gonna.
double target. It's double target mind control.
Yeah, so I mind control Miguel, and then I mind control someone else, and someone else shoots the guy, and then Miguel attacks the guy that just attacked, or just
Yeah,
attack
or
the same person.
exactly. Or yeah, you can just, yeah. I don't
So
like,
I'm
so again,
realistically
I
making
think
2 attacks for the price of 1.
so. Yeah, like I said, I think if yeah, like I said, if it ends up being you two, it's just, I think that it's are you on your stop click or not, or past it? Because if you haven't got to it yet, if you're still on shape change, then I think you got the edge, because succeeding it, um, uh, I'm just saying, like, just the 50-50 rollout is just better than the rollouts he would have. I mean, of course, yeah, he could always, if he brings out Wonder Woman, that's actually a little bit trickier for you, but because the Wonder Woman would be doing mystics and stuff every time. Um, so but I don't know if he's gonna bring out Wonder Woman on average. Like you said, if 1-on-1 you're better against patches. Uh,
Wonder Woman's not good. She's what, 50-50 rollout, and then could come back from life 1 time with a stop click.
yeah, but it's like, so it again, assuming, let's say, even assuming you're both on full dial, right? It's still worse for you, because again, his rollout is better. I mean, it's the same as yours, but his rollout's better, than patch. I mean, you could argue, well, patch heals from it, but it's like, yeah, but if she's standing right next to you, she's gonna have the flurry and steal energy and stuff, and
You said Rumble rerolls are just for attacks, right?
it's the exact same. It's just like using prob, same thing.
So you
But
could also do it for breakaway then.
yeah, same, exactly, same thing for prob.
But the
But
roll's finalized after you use it,
yeah,
right?
correct.
Okay. I think I
So
only get one of those the entire game. The entire time, I only have one Rumble reroll with the man thing.
oh, he's 90. Yeah, he is. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, I don't know. I don't think it's super set in stone. I think those last couple rollouts are gonna, help decide it. On top of the fact, like you said, we don't even know. There might be a thing where it turns around where, like I said, Mark, Chuck, and Jamal just say, you know what, we're we're sticking together. And then, like I said, Zeus, Bane, and Black Panther, Phoenix just team up and triple team everybody. And I'm just saying, like, that's their path to victory. You know what I mean? And then at that point, like, if they do that, it's like, well, then what's your path to victory? It's like you have to come in, you have to KO somebody, or double mind control, and KO somebody, and then convince, in whether or not that works or not, you still have to convince them to say, hey, you can team up with me and you can team up with Miguel if you help me, KO somebody else or whatever. I don't know, but like I said, I think you guys are in a good spot, though. I think it's a good spot.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad. I wish I was able to make it out to more events, but
No, I mean, but it's, like you said, you were you'll see it in the presentation, but you got the highest on average, points per event. So. But yeah, it'll be interesting. I think. I mean, as long as Jamal doesn't use Infinity Thing for his third character, I
oh
think he
my
should
god,
be.
bro.
I think if he uses that, he's gonna not feel too good. But I don't think there's any way he's not using that Phoenix Black Panther, because that's just the obvious choice to go with.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, and there's even a world where, like I said, like Wes, Mark, and somebody else just team up with Colossus and Blue Beetle right off the bat and just run the field for like the whole first round. They could like lap people, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Where so like
I
even
think
like you said,
odds are is
like
that people are gonna
your
come
man thing
in.
could come in, and then what's up?
I think the number one thing is whoever is not part of that trio, you just kill the Blue Beetle and then everything's a downfall.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how much Wes wants to team up with other people. I think that's his critical. I think that's Wes's path. Like Wes individually, like his path to winning is finding people willing to team up with him early to live long enough so that he like laps himself. So that basically, like, for example, when you come out with Man Thing, if his Colossus is still on the field, you know what I mean? Like that's what he wants. So if he's able to do something like that, then I think he's in a really good position to set himself up for victory. Because then his other characters don't have to live to survive as long, and he might actually push his third character back a little bit if he is able to do that and like change the order in which people normally come into the Rumble. Then I think that's the way that he can get into the top 3.
You would have. I don't know. I don't know about lapping. Lapping feels so hard. You have to live through every single person a whole time.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
like
think
I
it's
said,
possible to live through
if you are teaming up,
everyone a whole time.
yeah, if you're teaming up with if you're 2 people, if you're 3v1ing
But
the
teaming up
whole
don't
thing,
stop the fact that when you come into the Rumble, you can just pop someone. Like then, yeah, you get
right?
triple teamed if you didn't
But
kill one.
the
But
important part is that they're not gonna hit him. You're not gonna hit, like you said, if it's Colossus and Blue Beetle, you said, oh, I'm gonna hit Blue Beetle, right? You're not hitting Colossus. So all
probably yeah,
he's got to do,
unless
like
I
I
have
said,
the
is
ability to
convince.
kill Colossus.
Right, but all he's got to do is convince the person that's coming in to also team up with him. You can say, hey, yeah. I know I'm a normal. I'm teaming up with these 2 guys. I know you got to hit somebody, right? You got to hit one of us 3. Totally get it. But you're not gonna hit me because I'm 20 defense, reduced penetrating damage, right? Like, is that who you want to hit? You could do that, but it's less likely. or you can go for somebody else that's easier to hit. And if you KO them, then you can join us 3, and then we'll just KO the next person that comes in. You know what I mean? That's just saying, if he's able to communicate that to other players.
Yeah, so then I'd be like, well, then he's just, I don't know. To me, it's just like everyone, he don't care if someone dies, and then because he's never gonna get hit, so he doesn't care if people die. So like, yeah, he's theoretically helping you, but like in the end, I mean, we gotta triple team him. Like that's the thing, and I think people understand that more than teaming up with someone that just literally can't help you. He's a fucking tank for himself. That's it, all he is.
Yeah.
So at
No.
the end of the day, I
Again,
don't think anyone's gonna team up after like the first round of people.
no. But I don't think it's not that he has to like just keep Colossus alive forever. Just like I said, I think it just has to, if he keeps him alive long enough that he pushes back his next entry. And then,
That's what I mean. As a whole group of people, we're gonna allow 8 people to let this guy go through and get a second round. I don't think Rick, Logan, Chef, and Steve, me and Miguel are gonna allow that. Like that's just at some point we have high attack characters and we're just gonna fucking pepper the shit out of the fucking guy because you're not lapping. Like that, we're not gonna allow you to lap. Like that's just not gonna happen.
Yeah, but I'm saying his argument could be like, look, my next guy coming in is the Flash. He dies in 1 hit. My next guy coming in will be Azrael or whatever. He'll die in 1 hit.
Then good, we have one less player out. That
Yeah,
you know
but
what
I'm
I
saying
mean?
if he's saying like, but I can team up with you with Colossus, and if I can, same thing. Like if he
Yeah,
says
but what is
it's not
Colossus
just him,
teaming up with?
he could
Like
team up with
Colossus just
somebody. He could team up with anybody else who also wants to do the same thing as him. He could say, look, you and me, we'll work together, and we'll try to stay alive long enough so that we lap ourselves. It doesn't have to be just him. He could say, I'm going to work. He could say, for example, like Steve, right, with She-Hulk. All right, you and me, I'm never going to attack you. And they could stay alive the whole time. And Steve could stay alive all the way, until past his next point where he's like, all right, like you said, you're coming in with Man-Thing, and Steve's She-Hulk is still there. And so, and if Wes's Colossus is still there too, like that could be, it is possible. I'm not saying it's likely, but I'm just saying it's possible.
I'm okay with the Man-Thing coming
But,
in.
but again,
I don't really think he's
I just
gonna
think
get peppered
I think that's
super
their plan.
fast. I don't think
That's what
Man-Thing is like number one target when he comes in. I think he's gonna become a target because you don't want to get lapped, but like it's not like he's number one priority.
Yeah, he's very close to, and because he's also gonna come in close to is Logan's. If he uses Doctor Squatch or whatever, or Doc Sasquatch, isn't Doctor Squatch the soap company? I don't know, but
Yeah, Doc's yeah.
yeah, but I think it's like those are almost like the same character. It's like I don't move and
Yeah,
attack.
just you gotta
but-
hit him like multiple times each. Yeah.
Exactly. You're gonna have to hit me like 12 times or whatever. So
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, well, like yeah, we're gonna get hit, but like the thing is, like, there's more targets on the field at that point in time that are more of a threat than 0 move and attack, and might be able to poison you if you want to attack them.
Miguel's gonna feel great having if he's reverse flash and if he's on the field with Man-Thing, Doctor Sasquatch, and Beetlejuice. He's like, I'm the only one that can move and attack, baby. He's like everybody else does.
Oh my god, doesn't he move through characters too? So he's just gonna like
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I
he's gonna
decide
run
who
him,
lives and
smack us,
dies.
run away.
Yeah.
We physically couldn't kill him.
Yeah, the only way would be is if he had more action tokens than you, and you could keep moving next to him to poison him.
he would never attack me. That's the thing, because if he attacks me after his hyper finishes, I place adjacent to him, so he can't attack me.
Right,
He
but
has
I'm
to
saying,
physically attack Black Spot.
I'm saying if all four of you are on the map with those characters, the only one that can kill Miguel, if somebody wanted to, would be you, because it would have to be with poison.
Yeah, because free damage.
Yeah. Other than that, he's literally invincible. He's like, nobody can touch me. Even if Doc Sasquatch gets outwit, Beetlejuice says you can't use it, so it doesn't matter.
What was that?
Oh man, that's actually hilarious. Miguel's the only one with move and attack. Oh man, and then let's see, and then if West comes in next after that, Azrael doesn't really have a great move and attack either. Oh man, that might be.
I think Azrael was like the trash pick of the Rumble besides the Green Lantern.
Yeah, I think West thought it was interesting, and I mean it is kind of interesting, but it doesn't really help in the Rumble too much. Is the fact
What does it do? What is the?
He basically can't be targeted from range. Basically, that's what is.
I don't see a single range character on this list.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the range characters on this is like, okay, so you got Blue Beetle. That's way in the beginning.
We got Necron. Okay.
Yeah, Prime. Yeah, like Prime. War Machine. That's way in the beginning.
Yeah,
Necron
War
is way in the
Machine.
beginning.
Hadar Yao.
And it's Zeus, which comes after him. And
you go Miles before.
And then Deadpool Hitmonkey. I guess.
Yeah, who knows if that guy even shows up?
What's up?
Captain Marvel, I believe, has range too.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
And
but it's like.
Iceman. And Captain America. But yeah, for Azrael to actually work, I mean, if Azrael comes onto the field, let's be honest, he's dead in a second. Like, just get him off the field. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really reliant. He's super reliant on rolling that willpower on that first turn.
Yeah, because I don't think he does literally anything. Like, there's no point to team up with the guy.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's going to use him for a second round pick and then use T-Rex in the third one. I don't know.
Why wouldn't you just use Flash? Flash does like 5 times better.
Yeah, it's probably. Yeah, I mean, still, you're probably right.
It's Colossus, Flash, T-Rex for him.
It's probably that's probably the pick that he's not going to use. Similar like Jamal. Like I said, I hope Jamal doesn't use Infinity Thing. I think that's the pick he just avoids.
Noah is gonna do Spider Hulk, and then Elsa Bloodstone and Deadpool, and then Hitmonkey Deadpool as his last.
Just not using Tila. Yeah, that's what I would imagine.
Yeah, and then Mark's gonna go Blue Beetle, Green Torch, and then Zeus. Chuck's gonna go Prime BP. King, what's his name, and then Bane. Jamal's gonna go. Yeah. There's no way he's playing Infinity Thing. So yeah, it's Colonel James Rhodes, Zod, and then Phoenix BP. Chef.
I think Chef is the one I think he has a choice. I think.
I don't know. Does he have a choice? Is he really playing Wolverine pool? I think he has to not play Wolverine pool. That is a jank pick.
In terms of damage output, there might be like the turn that he comes in, right? Man Thing just goes like, okay, I deal 4 penetrating damage, right? 4 damage might not be enough. He might say like, I have to do 5 damage on this attack, and the person I'm hitting doesn't reduce damage, and I have to.
Yeah, but he needs to live.
Yeah, and Wolverine pool lives longer than Man Thing.
I don't know.
Got
Man
two,
Thing's
he
got
has
steel
two stop
energy
plays.
with Invincible. I don't know.
Man Thing dies in a hit, man. I'm just saying.
I guess, yeah. So then probably it's Swamp Thing Wong Wolverine pool. Is that what it probably is?
But I'm just saying, I'm thinking he's the one that actually has a choice. I think his draft choice is good enough so that both his, like I said, he could either have a choice in his second pick, he can go Wong or Man Thing, or he can have a choice in his third pick. But I definitely think he'd go Swamp Thing first pick, no matter what.
I don't think Steve has a choice. I think it's She-Hulk, Black Panther, Iceman. I
Yeah,
don't
unless he
think you
wants
play
to,
Aquanix.
flip him around. You know what I mean? Like if he wants to do Black Panther first and then She-Hulk.
You can't, because isn't it pick 1, 2, and then 2, 3, and then 3, 4?
No, it's first is 1, 2, then the second one is 1 through 3.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah. So he could flip him around.
In that case, maybe Wes doesn't start with Colossus?
That's what I'm saying too. Like if he just goes Flash first and then goes Colossus second, that is a way.
I think that's the better. But then Mark is going to see that, and then Mark's going to put Blue Beetle second pick.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
I think I don't know. And like I said, maybe even Miguel does the same thing. Maybe Miguel goes Reverse Flash first, and then goes Weapon X second.
Oh, that does sound good.
And same thing for Logan. Maybe he just goes Doc Sasquatch first, and Hadari Yao second.
I could see that for Logan. I could see that.
And
So
maybe Rick as well. Maybe Rick, same thing. Just goes Beetlejuice first, and then Necron second.
next year's Rumble, do you think there's anyone from Collector's Trove that will be picked?
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's hear it. Who's the besides obviously Juggerduck and Juggernaut?
Okay, so any other obvious choices that I can't pick? Even though I
Oh no,
answered yes because there are
just the
obvious
two that are
choices.
like the most obvious ones.
Okay, I mean I think Beta Ray Bill is a great choice.
Yeah, at 100.
Let's see. You're not using any one shots anyway. I'm maybe Doctor Strange. I understand you're not using any one shots, but maybe.
I I don't see that.
And Pulse Wave
There's
is
characters that
really
are
not good.
invincible. I guess
Like
for the Pulse Wave.
Ronan the Accuser could be as well. He's got Outwit. He can reduce penetrating. It's 50-50 reduce penetrating, but just
Yeah,
Pulse
Ronan
Wave.
ain't bad. Yeah.
He's also, he would have the universal weapon as well.
I guess for what year, for the sake of year stuff, I guess Ulysses Bloodstone probably, right?
Uh, mm, I think he's a character that just gets triple teamed, but
It's a good ender.
yeah.
Come in, outwit, charge flurry.
But yeah, but I mean, like I said, other Juggerduck is good. Juggernaut's probably really good choice for the next year's Rumble. I mean, if you're teaming up with somebody, then Namor is good. But if you're not, then he's kind of trash.
I don't see Namor.
And say if you're teaming up with somebody, then he's good. But if not, he's trash. Because if you, especially like if you're teaming up with somebody, like just say a character that can make water terrain, oh man, get him in water terrain, and you get your friend to use perplex and use outwit and make an attack within 4 squares of you, and then just to make you roll that 5 or 6 to turn him to his other dial, that's pretty good. Because he reduces penetrating, he heals every turn when he's in water, and then from that point on, when he destroys stuff, he makes water. So
I think 200-point characters should be allowed in the Rumble.
no, because they just delay the game. I mean, we're playing. I understand. It's like,
I know, and they're broken as well.
Yeah, it just
They break the
makes the
format.
Rumble last longer, and it lasts long enough. It is as it is.
Legacy Iron Man.
I don't think he's good in the Rumble. I think he's almost good enough to be competitive, because that equipment trade is insane.
Yeah, but like he needed the attack power his entire dial. Or at least he needed some, I don't know, that he doesn't do anything. He's got a 50-50 shot of taking 1 damage.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's what it is. It's 50-50 at 1 damage. The other thing is nothing. He doesn't. He never takes normal damage.
The Legacy Captain America. Maybe.
For the
No,
Rumble,
he has no
no.
survivability.
Yeah.
He doesn't live. A Molecule Man, though.
I don't know. Maybe
75
never roll
points, he
out.
could double outwit you?
It doesn't have a rollout.
Yeah. Is Nick Fury any good?
No, I mean, you got to have a team with him, pretty much. A lot of his power comes from the fact that when he dies, you can give that the first trait to somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lecter's not good.
he's
Machine
by
Smith
himself.
ain't good.
I mean, yeah, he's got a rollout. He's got shape change, but yeah, it is what it is.
No one did Mr. Immortal, man. Kind of sad. I wish I did it.
I don't know. I'm gonna stop the recording. It's been going on for fucking forever.
Yeah,
I don't wanna-
2.5 hours or something like that.
I think it's like over 3 hours now. Yeah.
Jesus
So-
Christ.
Yeah, so this is gonna take forever to upload this shit to YouTube, but it is what it is.
You could
I'm gonna
probably
stop
trim
this.
off all the shit that we talked about the Rumble because, like,
No, I don't care. I know. Miguel's gonna be curious about it. That's the part he's gonna be listening to the most. I'm gonna stop
is
it
he
right
gonna listen
here.
to the recording? That's a good question.
He's gonna listen to it. I'm gonna stop it.